Smita, we can start, right?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. You can start.
Thank you.
One second. Dear faculty members, kindly inform your colleagues to join the session as we are starting for the day. I request please inform to join the session. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone. I hope everyone is fine. So, welcome for the day 3 session. So, let us start with the day 3 session. So, let me share my screen. Please confirm once you are able to view.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you. Okay. So, in day 1 and day 2, in day 1, we have seen some like Power BI components, okay, Power BI interface. And in day 2, we saw complete Power Query interface and we have done some ETL process, right? Extract, transform, and loading. Today, that is in day 3 session, we are going to connect with different data source like SQL Server, website, and Google Sheets. If you have SQL Server, you can try. If you don't, you can watch. Okay. Then website, Google Sheets, you can try along with me. Then we are going to see about what is DAX, then calculated column West measures. Then basic DAX function we are going to see, then logical if function. Okay. So these are the topics we are going to cover today. Okay. So let me open Power BI desktop. So let me start with Power BI desktop. First, we will see a different connection, how we can connect to server, how we can connect to web. Okay. Then we can connect to Google Sheets. So let me open Power BI desktop. So today is day 3 session. You can save the file name as day 3 if you are practicing. So I'll go for blank report. Okay. So first thing always, it's a recommendation. You can save the file. You can click on this option. So you'll get like this. So you can click on more options. Then browse this device. You can save in the OneDrive or SharePoint also. So for example, I'll go for desktop. And in the day 3 folder, I will save this file. So I'll just give as day 3. Click on save. Okay. Then here, as I mentioned in the first session itself, which are the common data source that we have here. Okay. So for example, I am going to connect the information or data from the SQL server. Okay. So I'm going to click on SQL server. So once I click on SQL server, so we'll get this dialog box. Okay, this dialog box. 1 second. Okay, so we have SQL Server database. Here we have to write the server name. Okay, provided if I am working in the Power BI, if I have SQL database software, I know what is the server name. Okay, and we have a database optional. And here you can see like we have two storage mode here. One is import and another is direct query. What do you mean by import and direct query? Okay. To see this before, I'll go through few technical things. So let us see. Okay. There are data will be stored in the two form. In real time, it will be stored in the two form. Okay. So one is called as database. Another is what called as data warehouse. Okay. When I talk about database, for example, you can take Oracle, SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL. Like that, we have more than 100 database providers, right? What is the purpose of database? Database will help us to store the current data. It helps us for storing the transactions data. And it is a normalized table. It is a clean table they are telling. When it comes to data warehouse, it will help us to store historical data. For example, whatever we are dealing with Power BI, whenever you connect to the data set, so Power BI, what it does, it will store all the information in Power Query Editor, right? Power Query Editor is the concept of data warehouse only. It will help us to store historical data for what? For analytical purpose. And it will be having denormalized tables. So wherever we have unclean data, so we have to clean it. Okay, this is the basic concept of database and data warehouse. Then we have different types of storage softwares and we have storage mode also. So for example, whenever I go here, you can see observe like import and direct query. We have two things. Okay. What do you mean by import? What do you mean by direct query? So for example, I do have for that also. Let me go for import versus direct query. Okay. In general, we have three concepts when you're working in Power BI desktop. Okay. We have three concepts. The first one is import and the second one is direct query. And the third is direct lake. So for example, if you are connecting to any SQL server or any Excel, any data source, if you want to copy all the information to the Power Query editor, then we call it as import. Okay. How about direct query? Direct query means we are not going to copy everything. Whichever we want, we are going to copy, and the rest we are leaving as it is in data source itself. So what happens? This is like, for example, if I say people are watching cricket. Okay. So cricket game they are watching. There are three types of people watching. Okay. The one is they might be watching live. Live is nothing but our direct query. It will take some 5 minutes. Then we can watch the live cricket game, right? It will take some 5 minutes and we'll get all the information through television, right? Whereas import is nothing but like highlight you can consider. It is already done. Okay. We are just going to watch it. Then direct link. What do you mean by direct link? Direct link is like, for example, people can go and watch in stadium itself. So directly they are watching the cricket game. So direct link is like that. Just in for an example, I'm telling. So import is like highlight. Direct query is like watching live. Okay, game. Direct link is going to the stadium and watching the things. So these are the main different. I can say storage mode we have whenever we are connecting to the data source. Import, direct query, and direct link. So in big data and all, they will use this direct link. So now, since I know what is the server name, it's my name only I have given server name. I'll give just my name itself. Then I can prefer whether I want import or direct query. Direct query means what happens? Every 15 minutes, it will get refreshed. Whenever any data is getting uploaded in the original data source, every 15 minutes, it will get updated. Whereas import, it won't get updated. We have to keep on clicking on refresh. Okay. So for example, I'm taking import here. Then I'm not giving any database name. I'm leaving as it is optional. Then clicking on OK. So when I do this, it is connecting to our SQL server. Microsoft SQL server, it is connecting. And it will show you a list of databases. Okay. These are the different database which I have in my Microsoft SQL Server software or application, like adventure work, employees, evaluation fund. So for example, I'm taking this employees. Okay, here we have different tables. As I mentioned, these are called as structured data, which is in the form of table, rows and columns. So for example, I am selecting employees. You can see the preview here. Any changes happens in original data source, that is in SQL Server, that will be updated here with the help of refresh. If you are using import, if you are using direct query mode, then every 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes, it will get updated automatically. Okay, for that again, it is a price, right? So then I can click on transform data. So this is how we can connect to SQL Server. The same thing only we can connect to MySQL. So connection is not so much difficult it is. If you have a authorization, you can connect it automatically. No issue. Okay. So let me close this. The similar way, we saw how to connect to the SQL Server. Now we will see how to connect to website. It is like similar, I can say web scraping. Okay. For few website, there is no authorization that we cannot do web scraping. For few website, we can do it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to Chrome. Okay. Here I'm going to type, let me take Cricket World Cup winners Wikipedia. Okay. In everywhere, in any website, if you see, there will be a table format. They might have stored in the data in the table format. That we are going to take it. So for example, I'll click on this Cricket World Cup final. Okay, this is the one. List of Cricket World Cup finals. I'll click on this. Not only this, we can try with different set also. So if you scroll down, so we have different paragraphs and we have here men's cricket World Cup finals. You can see in 1975 year winner West Indies, and if you keep on scrolling down, 2011 India we got, right, and 1983 we got one World Cup, right, World Cup we got it. So now I want to import this table. Instead of just copying and pasting, what we can do, we can directly copy the link. Okay, we can just copy the link and go to Power BI desktop. Here, if you click on get data, we have here itself a common data source web. You can click on web. So once you click on web, you can paste that copied path, that is URL, to here. Control C, Control D. Then if you click on OK, now you can get to see different tables, whatever tables available in that particular website. Okay, all the information we will get. We need to think which one is required for us. So right now we want to take only the final World Cup, which and all country got it. Okay, we need to keep checking. So table one, no. Key to the list of final, no. Okay, men's cricket World Cup. This is the right one, right? So what I can do, I can click on this checkbox and I can click on transform data. Okay, first we saw how to connect to server. Now we are seeing how to connect to web. Okay, so like this, in year, all year winners. Okay, the country name we can see. What is the score that time? Who was the runner up? All the information we can see like this. Whichever data is not required or rows or columns, you can remove it. I hope you know now at this time you know how to remove or delete the columns, right? Even rows also you know how to remove it, right? This is one way. The first one we tried with SQL Server. The second one we tried with web. So here itself we can understand different data source we have connected. Anything happened in original database, right? In original website, if any changes happen, the only thing you have to do is you have to come here and click on refresh preview and click on refresh preview. Or you can click on refresh all. That's it. Automatically it will get updated. Okay, we'll be seeing that also now. So two things we saw, how to connect with different data source, that is SQL and website. Now we will see for Google Sheets. Okay. Before seeing this, I'll be sharing you. Even you can practice along with me. So this is the link. I'm just copying and pasting in our chat box. Okay, the same link I'm using from day one. So you can copy and download. Or now what we are going to do is we are going to directly connect to the Google Sheets from this Google Drive. Okay. So now let me go through Google Drive. If you go for Google Drive, that is day 3 folder, whichever file I have shared you, whichever path. Here you can see many things. So now what I want to do, I have one Google Sheet called as Employee DB. Okay. I'm just going to click on this Employee DB. Okay. Consider I'm working in a company where these are the employee list we have. Okay, I have taken random names. It's a dummy data. Now I want to see employee ID, full name, their ID, name, department, job title, hire date, salary. So how many of them are in full time? The performance rating, how it is. So what are the trainings completed for them? So all this I want to analyze it with the help of Power BI desktop. To analyze, we are going to use Power Query, we are going to use DAX formulas, and we are going to use some quizzes. Okay. So now to connect to this, first we have to click on the top right corner. You can see share. Okay. You need to click on this drop down. So anyone with the link I have given access, okay, you can just copy this link. I'll repeat it from day 3 folder. If you go, you can open the employee DB Google Sheets. On the top right corner, you can see the share option. Click on the drop down, copy the link. So once we have copied the link, so we can go to directly from here also we can upload it, right? Click on new source, then click on more. So now you'll get list of data source. I'm not going to search one by one. I'll make it in simple way, right? I'll just give SHE, only 3 characters. So we'll get Google Sheets, select the Google Sheets, then connect. I'll repeat. So go to new source. Once you have copied the data source, right? Link, then click on more. So all I'm doing in Power Query editor itself. Okay, you can do either in Power Query editor or in Power BI also. That's your wish, right? So let me go Sheets, select Google Sheets, then connect. Once I have clicked on connect, it will ask us the path. Okay. So please give the Google Sheets URL. Right. Now I'm going to paste whichever I have copied. Then click on OK. It will take some time whenever you are trying for first time. Now we have 2 sheets. You can observe here 2 sheets I have kept to show you the automation how it is working. Here employee DB. So total how many employees we have? Around 100 employees we have. In additional data, why I have kept is, so once we copy this and paste it here, it will get refreshed. So only I have added this additional data. So right now I'll take only employee DB, that is employee database. Then I have all the information. The problem is we required some cleaning, that is first row should be a column, right? Then click on OK. Okay, every time it will switch over to Power BI desktop. No worries. You can do Alt Tab. You'll get Power Query Editor. Okay. Now we have to make first row as a column header. Simple. We have that option in home as well as transform, right? So under home, you can see transform group. There you can see use first row as a header. Click on that. That's it. Now you can check the type of data, whether data type is correct or not everywhere. The very important is date. Higher date, you can see it is in calendar symbol. Okay. Everything is okay. Fine. Done. Now I want to analyze only this table, not these two. Okay, understand my question? I want to analyze only this table, not these two. These two just for practice we have given, right? So whenever I load, close and load, Power BI desktop should make sure it has to give only employee DB. How we can achieve that? So simple, you can do click employee, right click employees. We have something called as enable load. This just for practice we have imported. I don't want this employees. I will disable the loading. You can see observe here. Whenever I do that, it has given italic font. It means this won't get loaded into Power BI desktop. The similar way, even this one I don't want to load into my Power BI desktop. I'll do right click and disable. And one more way is you can go to here, click on all properties, then you can uncheck here also. Enable load to report, you can uncheck here and click on OK. This also does same thing. Do right click, I'll uncheck enable load, that's it. So once you see the italic font, it means it won't get loaded into our Power BI desktop because I want to analyze only this table. So now what I'll do, I'll just click on close and apply. In the right side, you can observe you'll get only one table, that is employee DB. Because other things, it might be showing like this, it is loading everything, but you can see only employee DB, right? See, as I mentioned, the other two table is not visible here because we have disabled it. I can expand this or collapse it. So when I expand, I have this many columns, department, employee ID, everything. Now, if I want to see the rows also, from report view, you can go to table view like this. Okay, here you can see all the columns and rows. Okay. So now, for example, the first thing we will do this settings, canvas settings. I'll make it this vertical alignment to middle. Now, consider you're working as a data analyst or any MIS, anything, let it be. Now, they're asking me to create a report. Always remember whatever you're doing in Power BI desktop, that is called as report, not dashboard. Okay. They're asking me to create a report. So for that, I have to do all this cleaning work. Once I have done this cleaning work, then I need to think like how I have to design. So what and all is required. So here I need to give some cards here like this. Okay, which will give some summarization. So I need to give some card here. Then I need to have some slicer here. Then I need to have some charts like this. Okay, I need to have some charts where it shows all the information clearly. Okay, then I can have some other visuals like this. Okay, first we need to do some blueprint. We need to check like how it should be. So I want how many cards? One, two, three, four. Four cards I want. Then I want some slicers. Okay, here I want some visuals, right? Then here I can have one more visual. Okay, this is the plan we are going to do it. To do this, we required one more engine, I can say, or we can say formulas. Okay, that is called as DAX. Data analysis expression, we call it as. So I'll go through a few PPT slides. You can observe DAX fundamentals. Okay. So what is DAX? What is the full form of DAX? DAX is called as data analysis expression. DAX stands for data analysis expression. In simple, it is a we can say like we can compare with Excel formula or function. Okay. It is a formula language used in Power BI and Excel. They have given Excel also. In Excel also we have DAX. Okay. Power BI, Excel and other Microsoft tools. Okay, like Microsoft SQL Server. In many tools they started using this language, formula language. Then we can enable data modeling, calculations, and analysis. Okay, these are things we can use with the help of DAX. Then we have two things. We have more than two. Very important, we are going to see about calculated column based measures. Okay, whenever we use DAX formula, there are two ways they have given. One is calculated column, another is measures. So what happens calculated column means whenever we are using this formula, whenever we are writing this formula, it gets stored in our data model itself. Okay, it gets stored in our data model itself. Okay, so what it does, how it works, it will calculate row by row. In Excel, how we have cell by cell, like that, it will calculate row by row. Very useful for filtering and grouping. Only one disadvantage we have is whenever you use this calculated column, it will the space it requires more space. Okay, it will occupy more space so that your data model might get slow. Then measures. Measures are nothing but like we use for calculated on fly. Fly in the sense wherever demand is there for business solutions. That time we will use these measures. Then it is used in visualization, more efficient for large data sets. So the difference is these calculated columns, whatever we are doing, that will get stored in the data model. Whereas this, it doesn't get stored in the data model. Once you switch off the CPU, then it won't occupy any space. Again, once you start switch on the CPU, again, once you start using in Power BI, only when you drag and drop, it will start acting. Okay, this will be temporarily stored in our CPU itself. Okay, the calculation will be stored in temporarily CPU. So we are going to see about how we can use basic DAX function, how to add average and how to count. Then logical functions we are going to see it. Okay. So these are things we are going to see. So as I mentioned, okay, so DAX is nothing but data analysis expression. Okay. So for example, what do you mean by expression? Okay. For example, if I am giving equal to 2 plus 2, this is also an expression. Okay, 2 is what? It is operands. Plus is what? Operator. Right. We are going to add, we are going to do some action. Right. Nothing but addition we are going to do. The similar way, here everything will be in the form of table format. So you might be seeing like equal to sum of the table name you might be seeing. Okay. Inside the table name, we'll be seeing column name like this. Okay. Some inside some table name we will select, that is employee DB. Inside employee DB, whatever column name we have, we will select that. So this is also called as an expression. Even this one is called an expression. Even this one also called an expression. Okay. So now we'll switch into our Power BI desktop. First, we'll try without tax and we'll try with tax also. Okay. So for example, okay, here you can see many visuals. We are going to take one by one. Okay. We have bar chart, column chart. Okay. Then we have pie chart, donut chart. Many charts we have, right? So based on the requirement, we are going to take the charts. Now, what I'm going to take is, so as I planned, I need first cards. So what I will do, I'll take cards here. So I have selected card. Now I'll do some arrangements like this. So I'll do some arrangements. Now for this card, I want to see total employees how much in my organization. How we can do? So directly you can go to the table and column, we need to see where is the, how we have to find employee count. So for example, if I go here, table view, usually what happens, employee ID won't be having only numeric. It might be having alphanumeric also. Like you can see here P001, right? It's a combination of alpha and numeric, right? So what we can do, you can go to report view. So let me select employee ID itself. So I have selected employee ID. So I got PD001 first employer ID, but it has not done any calculation. So as we know in Google Sheet, we saw around 100 employees were there, right? You can see excluding header, it is total 100 employees. Whereas here, it is not showing the numbers. It is showing some employee ID and first employee ID it is showing. How to convert this? To convert this, we have something called as fields. Okay. You can see the drop down. Click on this drop down. You have many options here. Okay. Right now, what I want count only. Do I record count distinct? No, because employee ID itself unique. I don't want to check this. I want to check this one only. Count. I'll click on count. So once I have clicked on count, I'll get the 100 employee ID. So count of employee ID, I got 100. But I have to make still more visuals, right? More visually, it should be more professional. So what I can do is I can go to something called as format visual. This you can observe. This is called as format visuals. So I'll go for format visual. Here you have two things. One is call out, category label. Okay. So call out is nothing but this value. Whatever value you are seeing or 100, these are the call out value. Now, what I'm going to do is, I don't want by default category label. I'll switch off this category label. Okay. So once you switch off, it has gone. Now I have to add some title, right? Otherwise, it's not possible. What is that? What it means, right? Now for that, I will go for general. In Power BI, almost everything will be like switch on, switch off. Okay. So here, once I go to general, we have many options. One is visual, another is general. Okay, few things, few elements they are given here, few elements they are given here. Okay. So now what I have to do, I have to go to title. So I need to switch on this and come here and add title. So what I want, total employees I want. So I'll give total employees. That's it. So I got total employees. Now, if I scroll down, you can see headings. Whichever heading you want, you can make it. Okay. So if I scroll down, for example, if I want heading 2, I can take it. Font, if I don't like this font, I can click on this drop down. I can go for Arial black, right? Then if I want to increase the font size, I can increase 15 or I can increase with this button also. Then I'll make it as bold. Then I'll make it as horizontal alignment in the middle. So alignment you can see. It is similar to Word, Excel, all this application, right? Then, for example, background, I want to give different color. For heading, I want to give different color. I can go here, background color, and you can check whichever color you want, you like, you can take it. You can click on this. For example, if you feel if you want more colors, I can click on this, more colors. I can select whichever color I want, like this. You can see hex and red, blue, green, red, green, blue. Whichever color you want, you can select it. So right now I will take this dark blue, theme color 2. I have taken, but font is visible. I have taken darken color, right? So go for text color. I'll make it as white. So total employees I got. Now, even I want some blue color, light blue color here. So what we can do? So as I mentioned, this is call out value, right? Then we have here, once you collapse this, something called as effects. We click on effects, you have background. So I want to change this background to light blue color. I can make it. Click on color, light blue color. Okay. So once I have done light blue color, I want some border also. For this, I want some border. So I will select this, click on format your visual. In general itself, all the elements we have. Okay, you can observe. You can click on effects, in effects itself, we have background. Little bit scroll down, you have something called as visual border. So click on this visual border. Color, for example, it is black. Black. I don't want black. I want some different color. I'll go for that. Effects. I'll select color. I'll select some gray color. Sorry, white color. Sorry. Here you have undo, no issue. For visual border, I'm taking some dark color. Okay, like this. Still, it is not visible means what I can do is I can increase the visual border. It is rounded corner. If you want, you can increase rounded corner. Width, if you want, you can increase. And you can add shadow also. Okay, whenever you applying theme, if it is complete dark in backend, you can apply this shadow also. Okay. So now I applied total employees, but this 100 font is looking normal, right? We have to make it as bold. So what I have told, you can go to format visual under callout value. So I'll go for this. I'll select Arial black. So you can observe how it is coming. If you want to increase the size, font size, you can increase. Then if you want to make it bold, bold. Color, let it be 100. This one itself, black itself. Units, it is automatic units. Okay. So now we found total employees now. You can save the file. So any questions as of now? If you have any questions, you're welcome. You can ask me in the chat box. So now I have found total employees. Now I want to see how many departments I have in my company, right? It's like one-time effort, I can say. See, I have done all the activities here itself. You don't want to have one more card again and do all such activities, which will take our time, right? What I can do, I'll just select this, copy this, click outside of the visual and control V. Okay. Drag it. When you drag, now you can observe, see, alignment and all it is showing where it should be, like this. So from here to here, we can do alignment correctly. Now, now I want to see total departments. Before I saw total employees, now I want to see total departments. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on this format your visual. Here I'll go for general and the title. This time I want total departments. Okay. So now total departments I have done, but value has to get changed, right? So I'll uncheck employee ID here and I will check department. Okay. Similar to that, again, you have to go to field. It has taken by default first department. Click on this drop down, you'll get all aggregation. Now you need to think because when I see here, employee ID only unique, whereas department it will repeat. There will be a duplication. We want to see overall distinct, unique, right? So what I can do? So I can click on this drop down. I want count distinct. If I go for count, I'll get 100 itself, which doesn't make sense, right? So I can click on this drop down. I can go for count distinct. So total department 10 I have got in this company. So I got it. Okay. Okay. How to get employee count? So employee count once you have added card visual. Okay. So you need to select employee ID. Okay. Once you have taken this visual, card visual, select employee ID. Once you have selected employee ID, you need to click on this. You need to click on this field section, click on the drop down, make it as count. What happens by default, it will take first. It won't give the count. Okay. The same way we are doing for total department also. Right. Now, the next is, okay. Okay. Now, the next is, so for example, my boss is asking, okay, consider I'm in HR department, my boss is asking how many people are in full time. So how to get that full time? right? So to get this full time and all, see, for this and all, we have aggregation, we have added it, no issue. But to get the full time, if I copy and paste it here, now, if I want to get full time, if I click on this full time, uncheck department, and I am taking the full time. The problem is here we cannot, if we do count also, it will give either 100 only. But when I go for table view, again, if I scroll down, full time, most of the people are full time only. If you scroll down, the end we have few employees who are not full time. But the count it is showing as what? 100 itself. So here it comes DAX. Here we are going to write a DAX formula. Okay. To write DAX formula, in general, whenever you are practicing any of these technical things, so we have to make sure we have to organize things well. Okay. So for example, in real time, what happens? They might be using 100 DAX formulas. We cannot have DAX formulas inside actual table. To do that, what we can do? So smartly, under Home tab, we have something called as under Data Group, enter data. We are going to create a new table, and all the measures we are going to segregate there itself. Right? So now click on enter data. Here you can observe this one under Home tab, enter data under Data Group. Okay. So click on enter data. So once you click on enter data, so temporarily we are creating a table. Okay. So here by default it gives table. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to give a table name as all measures. Okay, I'll repeat it. Please observe. So what I did, if you have any question, you can put in chat box. Okay. So what I did, so I went to here under Home tab. You can see many things here. I'm going to create a new table where I can have all measures in that table. Since I am a data analyst, I'll organize things very well, right? To make sure I should not get any confusion when I'm doing live job. So click on enter data. So once you click on enter data, so you'll get a dialog box. You want to create a table? Yes, I want to create a table, but for the table name, I'll mention as all measures. It means we are going to keep all the formulas into this table, particular table. I'm not going to disturb the other table, employee database. Okay. So once I have done this, simple, you have to click on load. That's it. It will take some time to load. No worries. You can do it slowly. Chat will be disabled by host. Okay. Okay. But few people are able to chat, right? Okay. So now here, what I'm going to do, you can see, observe here. So one new table has come. All measures empty. New table. Why we required? We don't want to disturb this table. Adding all the measures, right? Which will be messy. We don't understand where we have created formula. So for that, what I will do, I'll create like this. Now, the concept is for total department, I have to get actual picture, not the wrong picture, right? To get the wrong picture, what we can do, you can give anything. You can give anything. Okay. There is, see, this, I'm giving a method how to follow. You have your own methods. Nobody is going to stop, right? So this many years, whatever I have learned Power BI, I'm taking all into one and I'm teaching you. Okay, in simple way, because the total hours is 10 hours. Within that, how much hour I can transfer my knowledge to you guys, I'm doing it. Okay. So now, because why I'm mentioning all measure means, in general, whatever we are doing formula that is called as measure itself. So only I have mentioned as all measures. For example, if you think I don't want all measures, do something else. No problem. Double click this, type as DAX. Whichever you feel better, good name, you give it, right? So right now I have given as all measures. It means every measures will be stored in this table. That is a logic. Okay. So now create a measure. We have multiple ways. As I mentioned from the initial session, more than one option they might have given us, right? So you can see here to create a measure, I need to click on this three dot. Technically, this is called as ellipse. So if I click on these three, I'll get new measure, new column, new quick measure. Okay, column measure we saw, column whenever you create, it will store in our database, that is in our data warehouse. It means in our data model it will store. Okay. New column if we create, it will save in our Power BI desktop. New measure in the sense, it is fly on demand, we will say. When our business solution is required, we can make use of this, right? So it will help us to save our storage, right? So now what I'm going to do, this time I want to give new measure. Okay, I'm going to click on new measure. Either I can click on from three dot or you can go to directly modeling. Okay. You can see here we have almost, okay. When I go to modeling, I have these things. Okay. New measure only we are going to create, which will be stored in the CPU. It's a temporary memory. It is using only temporary memory. The next is called quick measure. Quick measure is like templates. So whenever you're working on Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, so there when you open new, when you click on new, you will be having some templates. So for example, I have to create a letter. Okay, I have to create an invoice. We'll be having inbuilt in Excel, right? Similar way in Word also we have inbuilt templates. Similar to that, if we are very new to Power BI, we can make use of this quick measure also. It's like a template. Then we have new column. So we are going to practice this new measure, new column. Okay. So these are the multiple way I was just showing you. So now what I'm doing, click on this all measures and you can click on new measure. Okay. So here you can see it is asking what is your measure name. For everything formula or function if you want to write, you have to start with equal. Why it is giving measure name? Because otherwise we won't understand. We require some name to identify why, what is the formula, why we have created it, right? So only that is asking measure name. So what I'm going to do, I'm simple, I am going to write FTEs. Okay. FTE means full-time employees. That's it. Instead of writing complete word sentence, I'll make it as small. It's like variable. You can consider it as a variable in technically, right? So here, what I have to do is I need to identify, okay, I need to identify only yes. To identify yes, we are going to write a powerful formula I can call the powerful formula that is called as calculate. Very powerful formula. Most of the analyst, engineer, anyone, let it be, they'll be using this formula to get the result. Okay. We are going to use this powerful formula. Calculate is like we can say it will filter the context. You can write down if you want. Calculate is nothing but filter the context. For example, in our Excel, we have like option itself, filter function we have in Office 365 or latest Microsoft 365. It will help us to filter. Filter function will help us to filter the context. Similar way, with the help of DAX, we have calculate as well as filter function also or formula also we have separately. But what it does same issue. Okay, it does same action only. It will filter the context. Okay, so now we are going to use this calculate. Multiple ways we have. We can use if function or we can use calculate. It depends. This will take very less time for processing. Okay. So every time what happens, technically in backend, we need to check how many milliseconds this formula is working. how many milliseconds this formula is working, how many millisecond if is working. They will calculate. So based on this, they'll understand which is better, right? They want to save the time. Okay. So now I'm writing FT is, I'll repeat it again. Please observe. I'll click on all measures, click on new measure. Okay. So here measure name it is asking. So where I did here only, right? So measure name it is asking. Measure name I'm giving as FT is. Okay. So for every formula or any calculation or any solution, most of the time, data analyst or data scientist who is working in Power BI, they'll make use of this powerful formula. Okay. First, try to understand what is inside it is asking. Okay. First is expression. As I told, expression is nothing but combination of operators and operands, or sum of. You can use sum of also. That is also an expression. Then next, it is showing filter. Okay. These are technically called as arguments, or we can say parameters, where we are going to apply our formulas. I mean, our columns we are going to apply. Okay. So now the thing is, I want to count how many. Okay. What I want to count? I want to count rows. Okay. I want to count rows. So whatever we speak, now the same way the formula will be there. Okay. So whatever we speak, the same way the formula will be there. Yes. Sure. So for example, okay. So I hope everyone has created this all measures. Okay, once you have created all measures, click on this all measure, then click on new measure. Okay, either you can click on here, or if you don't want to click on there, then here you have three dots. You can click on this, click on new measure. So whichever way you are comfort, you can do it. Okay, once I have clicked on this, I will click on new measure. Okay, always remember this new measure, whatever we are trying to do now, it will get stored in CPU temporarily, okay, which we call it as fly on demand for business solution. We have to make sure we should not give more pressure or more work to our data model. Okay, we have to reduce it. Why we have to do that? Because the process will become slow. Okay, whenever you load many things, this Power BI desktop, everything will be going and sitting in the data model itself. The performance will be very low. So only whenever when we have to think which DAX formula we have to use, whether we have to use measure or we have to use column. We have to think and we have to act. Okay. Now under measure, once I have created from here, if you click on this, you'll get the measure. So click on this, all measure. You can see here new measure. Click on this new measure. Okay. So now I want to find count. Count of what? How many employees or FTEs, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write as measure name as FTEs equal to, I'm going to use the calculate formula. Simple, right? Understand the arguments, expression and filter. Here, I want to count rows. As I mentioned, whatever we are speaking in normal English, the same thing they have added in as a function or formula. Simple. Because whomever is going to work, human only, right? How we speak in normal way, they have created different formulas. So now I have to take count rows. Fx is nothing but formulas or functions. Okay. So I'll select count rows. Count rows of what? Employee table. That's it. So always use only 2 to 3 characters you type. You'll get the information. Filter you will get. Okay. Like this. Okay. So when I type 2 characters, I have got this. This is called as IntelliSense. IntelliSense means intelligent sense. They have already programmed, pre-programmed everything, right? So we are going to take employee DB, then comma. So this argument we have completed. It means expression is completed. Next, what I want to check only for employees who is working as full time, right? So here comes filtering. Filtering is nothing but you have to mention the column name. That's it. Simple. Okay. So column name is what? My column name is nothing but I will type EMP itself to check the column name. That is full time. This one I will select. So as I mentioned, employee DB is nothing but table name. Inside table name, you can observe, right? These are column names. Why you are getting like this? Because it is converted into table. In Excel also we have a table. Whenever you convert the raw data into table, you can view like this. Okay. So now I will take full time. So here the condition is, so I want to filter and count only those rows, right? Then that is nothing but equal to yes, I have to type. Okay. Sometimes what happens, if I give yes, it will give an error. Okay. So if you see here, whenever it is gray color, it is correct, whatever I'm doing. Whenever it comes red color here in the formula bar, then it is wrong. Okay, right now it is not showing error, but we won't get the values. Means answer we won't get. Here what happens, whenever you're writing text or any character, make sure you give in inside double quotes. Like this. This is common, right? Then close the parentheses. So provided you have to see how many parentheses has opened, how many has closed. Simple. Okay. This is the formula I have used. That is FT is calculate count rows. Employee DB, count rows of employee DB is nothing but my complete table. Employee DB, full time, yes. I am filtering only this and I am counting. Now, either you can click on enter, okay, or you can click on this commit. This we call it as commit. Click on this commit. That's it. So once you have done this, I need to apply, right? So here what I will do, I'll select this, I'll expand this, I'll uncheck here. Then I will take this one, FTEs. Now I got it right. Now it is showing total depart. Sorry, here I have to change it, right? General and the title I will make it as FTEs. That's it. So now we got total full-time employees is 94, right? So please confirm. Once you have done, we'll go for the next one. Full-time employees. FTE means full-time employees. Okay. I hope it is clear. Because where there are two types of employees, whenever people go for company, one is contract based, right? One is contract based, another is full-time employee. Okay, if full-time employee, if I in database, if it is no means he is working as a contract, still he has not got full-time employee, or sometimes part-time employee also will be there. Okay, please confirm once you have completed up to this, then we'll go for the next one. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay. Yeah, once again, no issue, Saku. Okay. So today is third day. Still till more 2 days it will be, guys. So it is a 10 hours session. Okay. Here, so I'll remove this. So whomever want to see again, you can see, guys. So I'll click on all measures. Once I have clicked on all measures, I want to find out how many FTEs are there. Right. I want to find out how many FTE are there. Okay. To do that, what we have to do? Create on. So once you click on all measures, click on new measure. Okay. Once you click on new measure, It is asking measure name, right? So you have to click on measure name. FT is, then calculate, count rows. Okay. Count rows of what? Employee DB. Then filtering. In filtering, I am taking employee DB. That is full time equal to yes. That's it. Okay, I'll just copy and paste it so that it will be easy for you guys. The chat box, I'm pasting it. You can practice. Okay. So now I'm going to show you something automation. Okay. So now we have got total employees 100 only, right? Total departments 10, FT is 94. So what I'm going to do is I'll go for Google Sheet. Okay. I'll go to additional data. I'll copy this. Okay, it looks like real time. Okay. I'll just copy this, Control C. I'll go to employee DB. Here, Control V I will do. From additional data I have taken and I have pasted here. Now we can see total employees are 104 we have. Okay, since a Google Sheet is auto save, it is already got auto save. Now, simple thing I have to do is I have to go to Power BI desktop. You can observe and keep an eye on this. How many employees we have? Total 100. Total departments we have 10. FT is how many? 94. Right. Now, simple thing I am going to do. Just refresh I am going to do. Which one? So once my data source has got some update, I have to click on only refresh. This 100 will get increased. Click on refresh, it will get increased. It will take some time, depend on internet speed, our CPU. Got it? So now how many? Before it was 100 and FT was 94 something, 96 or 94. Now it has become 98. Okay, this is how in real time it works. Any changes happen in original data source, here it will get updated. Okay, you guys also practice and let me know whether it is working for you guys. Once you have done, copy this additional data and paste below the existing data. Once you have done this, come here, click on refresh. Once you have done refresh, you will get all the information. It will get changes. Whatever happens in original data source, here will get reflect. Your job is only to click on refresh. That's it. Please try and let me know you are able to do. Great. Done. Good. Okay. So now the next is, so I want to see if you go for data table view, I'll select for employee DB. Here I have got performance rating, right? Performance rating we have excellent, good, satisfactory. Now consider I want to give some grading based on performance rating. I want to give some grading. How to give grading? So we can give grading. We have to add column now. Okay, first we practiced for new measure, right? First we practiced for new measure. Now we are going to table view, and here we are going to add a column. Okay, going to table view, we are going to add the column. Dataset link I have sent, right? Already. Copy. Okay. Okay, now what we are going to do is, instead of new measure, I want to add new column now. Okay, I'll click on new column. Okay, there are, see, each year some new functions will be evolved, right? So before initially what happened, they had found for logical operation, okay, logical checking, we had if function, then we got nested if. In general, I'm telling in Excel. Then we have got if else. Okay, now we have switch. Okay, this is the latest one. If nested if initially they had, now we got ifs. After ifs, they have got switch function. So now my question is, we have to get a grading based on the performance rating. For example, excellent है तो A grade, good means B grade, and satisfactory means C grade. Gradings we are giving for this. To do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to table view. Directly, I'm going to table view. Then from table view, I am selecting new column. So once you click on new column, it will appear in the last. Okay. Here, before you saw measure, now it is column measure. Before you saw just measure, it was showing. Now it is showing as column. Column is nothing but column measure. This will store in our data model. Okay. So now I'm going to write as grading. Type grading equal to. Okay, type grading equal to. As I mentioned, since it is a Power BI desktop, everyone can make use of this function, switch function. Switch function is similar to if. How if and nested if it works, similar to that switch, and very easy to work. Okay, so here it is showing expression and value 1, result 1. Like that, it will be keep on going. So in this case, my question is, whenever it says it is an excellent, it has to give A grade, then B and C, right? To do that, first we have to understand what is the argument. Okay, what is the parameter we have to understand. So expression is nothing but my column name, performance rating. So what I will do, I'll just type PER. If I'm not getting, I'll type employee DB itself. Okay. Then performance rating I will take. That's it. Come on. Okay, I have taken this column, and here I'm going to start checking whether it is excellent. If it is excellent, then comma value 1 is excellent. If value 1 is excellent, then give the result 1. Result 1 is what? A grade I want. Similar to nested if function. Okay. The next what we have? Good we have. So again I am typing, as I mentioned in initial, any text or character or anything, string if you are adding, make sure you add inside the double quotes. Here I am giving B grade. And the last what we have? Satisfactory. Okay. Then here I am giving us C grade. That's it. Okay. If I want to go to the next new line, I can use shift enter. Okay, if I do shift enter, it will go for the next new line. I'll just copy this, Control C. Okay, I'll put it in chat box. I have given. Please check, guys. As well as I'll show here also. You can practice along with me and confirm once you have done this. So I have added new column going to the table view, grading equal to switch formula I have used it. Okay. Power BI has got more than 100 formulas based on scenarios. We'll be using this, right? Similar to Excel. Excel has got more than 500 formulas, right? Here also we have DAX, more formulas, more than 100 or 200. So based on the scenario or situation, we are going to use that formula. So here we need to find grading. So I'm using switch. Anywhere, any question, any repetition, please you can put it in chat box for better understanding. Okay, either you can press enter from your keyboard or you can use commit, this one. Okay. So once I have done, I am going to click on this commit. If I click on commit, you can observe how it is calculating, right? So wherever you have excellent, it is giving us A grade, good, B grade, and satisfactory, C grade. So in general, what happens in real time, company will watch or management will watch based on their efficiency, quality. They'll give some gradings, right? Based on the performance, they'll give grading. Grading is very important concept. So now we'll go for report view. So you can save the file. Now we have something called as row card. This we saw single card. Okay. So now we have seen single card. So here we have saw this one single card. We have multi card also like this. Okay. This is the new card we have, and we have one more. The right side is called as multi row card. You can see here. This is the single card we had used, and we have new card, and we have here multi row card. Okay. So for example, I want to see how many people are under performance rating. That is, for example, satisfactory, how many people are there? Okay. Excellent, how many people are there? How many are good performance rating wise? So for that, what I will do, I'll take multi-row card. Okay. So under card, under build visual, I'll go for here. Beside, you can see here multi-row card. Select this multi-row card. Okay. So now, after selecting this, keep somewhere here in the bottom. That's it. Okay. So now we are going to see about performance ratings, right? Click on this performance rating. I got it. Right. So how many? Excellent, good, and satisfactory. So for example, here, whenever you give, you will get only like this. So make sure you click on this drop down and make as count. Okay, count. Okay. Performance rating. Just count. Okay, overall count only it is giving, is it? Okay. Yes. Okay. Multi-row card I have taken. Okay. So let us see for this one grading, at least it is showing count. No, it is not showing count. Don't summarize count. Only overall it is showing, is it? Okay, fine. So now let us take slicers now. Okay. Now let us take slicers. Slicer is similar to filters. Okay, click on slicers and keep somewhere here. You can increase the size how much ever you want. Then here we are going to select the, let me select department. Okay, I'll repeat it. Please observe. So select this slicer. Okay. Now select the department. So once you have selected department, these are the visual it is getting. Now, for example, I'll go for format your visual. Here you have different settings. You can see slicer settings, slicer header. So for example, if you don't want slicer header, you can switch off this slicer header. Then slicer settings, you can go here. Now, right now it is vertical list. I can make it as drop down or tile. Okay, I'll go for drop down. So I'll get like this. Okay. So once I have selected drop down, I can go for general. Here I need to change the title. So title I will give as department. Okay. So font size as usual I'm giving Arial black. So I'll increase the font size. So background color, whichever color you want, you can make it. So horizontal title. Okay. Department I have given. Then next for this also, if you want to change color for all also. So you can go to under visual, we have values. Click on the values. So for example, here also I want some, this one I will take. Font size 14 I will take. Okay. So background, for example, I want light gray. Light gray like this I will take. So for this we have taken this. Now for general, if I want to change the background color like this, light blue, I can go for effects. Under background, I can go for color, select the light blue like this. So now whenever I want to see particular department, for example, I want to see engineering, you can see everything is getting changed. Okay, engineering total 10 employee was there. Okay, then FT is how many was there? 10 employees. All the things it will show. For example, if I want to say IT, how many people? See, total employees 11 we have for IT, but only FT is that is full-time employees, only 10 people are there. Okay, one is working as a contract, right? So like this we can do guys. Yes, Ashwin. So for example, you want complete slicer itself or only this? Please let me know. Complete slicer. or how? Yeah, okay. So, so click on slicer here. Select the slicer. So where is slicer you have? Okay. So you can see here, this is the slicer, this one. Okay. It act like a filtering. Okay. Take this slicer, drag and drop. That's it. So once you have dragged and dropped this slicer, so what we have to do, we have to take some column, right? So here what I'm going to do, I'm taking department. When I take department, you should observe one thing. Here we have repetition. Job title, sorry, department is repetition is there. Human resource, IT, all are repetition we have again and again. When I add slicer, it will give unique values, right? It is giving only unique values. Now I have selected this. I don't want this vertical list. I want in drop down view. Okay, what I will do, I'll go for format your visual. First thing, I'm going to remove this slicer header. By default, it has given slicer header. I'll switch off this. Then I'll go for slicer settings. Okay, in the top under build format your visual. So switch off the slicer header. Click on slicer settings. If you scroll down, tile, you can see it is showing vertical list. I don't want vertical list. I'll click on this drop down and I'll go for the third option, drop down. Okay, I have checked tile. Tile is showing duplication. Okay, still some backend they have to work. So click on drop down. So once I have clicked on drop down, you can observe here. You can click on like all the drop down is all the unique department is available here. So after doing this, as usual, whatever you have done for total employees, the same procedure only I'm doing. Format your visuals, then go to general. Okay, once we go to general, title I am switching on. Under title, what I'm doing, I'm mentioning as department. Okay, then font I'm giving as Arial black, font size 15, heading 2. The same thing, whatever we have done in the initial, the same thing I'm doing. Background color and text color white I'm giving. And alignment I'm making as middle. Okay. And even values also I have to change, right? So to change the values, I have to go to visual. So two things we have, right? Visual and general. Go to visual, click on values. So for values, I will go for again Arial black. Then font size we can increase. We want bold. Font color, let it be white, black means leave it. Then background color, I am giving as light gray color, right? Like this. For complete color, I have to go to general. Under effects, we have background. Okay, this comes on practice. Okay, no worries. Slowly you can practice and get to know this many elements we have. Background color, I will make it as light blue. That's it. And border also I have to do, right? Go to this general. Under effects only we have many things. Okay, click on visual border. I'll select gray color, rounded corner, 2 pixel width. That's it. So far, good, I feel, everyone. Any questions so far? If you want to FTEs of 2 or more departments, then how to do it? I didn't get the question. I want to FTEs for 2 or more departments, then how to do it? See, here we are not doing any modification. Here just visual only we are doing it, right? If anything, if you want to add in original data source, we are adding it, right? If you want 2 or more departments, okay, understood. If you click on all, for example, select engineering, similar in every application, what we do, if you want to see more than engineering, press control in your keyboard. Press control in your keyboard and select human resource. That's it. You have to select control from your keyboard and select it. That's it. I hope it is clear. Okay. So far we have done this. Now we have to create a visuals. Okay, let us create few visual which will help us to identify or understand how it works. So let us take column chart, stacked column chart. Okay. So for this, we will add some, let me take employee. Okay, table we will take. Okay. So let us take a table. So tomorrow we'll practice with other visuals. So let us take table employee ID. I will put first, then full name. Then I want, let me have department. Okay. I think job title is better. Job title, then department. Then next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add performance rating, then grading. Okay, you can observe how it works. Okay. Now I want to increase this font size. Okay, I have to give some different visuals. How we can do? We can go to style, format your visual. By default, we have style presets. I can go for here style presets. Style you can see. So click on this drop down. You can try for many things like minimal means like this, bold header. Then we have alternating rows. We have contrast alternating rows like this, flashy rows. If you don't feel this preset is not good, you can change it. Each element you have to modify manually, right? Then bold header, sparse, then condensed. Okay, many things we have. So whichever you feel you like it, you can take it. Okay. So if you want to increase the size of this, you can click on values, font size. You can increase the font size like this. Okay. This values font size, it got increased. Okay. The next is, okay. Okay. So under grid, you can see under grid, we have something called as global font size. Okay. If you want to increase this, you can increase like this. So everything will get increased. But default, if I want to go, see, sometime what happens, if you keep on working on this application, you'll get to know, you'll remember things well. For example, don't want to go one by one. I want to do something smartly. So I can go to search, type global, GLO. That's it. We'll get an option, global option, font size. So you can observe, decrease or increase. Only thing you have to go to search and you have to give proper element, whichever element you want, you can check it. So I type GLO, global I got, I increase the font size. That's it. Okay. So now let me clear this. So for example, when I have this, I want one more option like all selected. So for that, I can select this, go to format your visual, slicer settings. We have something called as show select all. Okay, click on this. Now I'll get the option select all like this. Okay. So let me increase the font size like okay, this much. I'll repeat it. Select slicer settings. Okay. Then once you have selected slicer settings, click on slicer settings. So you can check on this. So select all. Okay. By default, what happens? You will be having the clear option here. Since I have applied some colors, I cannot able to see that. Okay. For that, we can add this select all. So select all. Now if I check, I can see show select all, right? And for this, as usual, we can give some borders. Let me give, go to general, effects, visual border. Okay, you can increase the size like this. How much ever you want, you can increase the size. Please let me know once you try, or if you have any question, let me know. Okay, thank you, madam. For some reason, this is not working. Multi-row chart should work. Sometimes, okay. Don't summarize, count, overall count only it is showing. Please let me know once you have completed this. Which one? Which one? Okay. The last one I did this only. Slicer settings. So you have to go to slicer, select slicer and select this slicer settings. Under slicer settings, you can select show select all. Okay, this is one. And the border, if you want to add border, you have to select this table. Okay. Go to general, under general effects, under visual border, you can change the colors. Whichever color you want, you can change. And I have increased the rounded corner and the width. Okay. So we can create multiple pages in this. So for example, this one I am making as double click. Page one I am making as overview. Okay, double click and rename. If you want more or if you want duplicate. For example, if I click on plus symbol, it is opening one more. If I want same thing, okay. If I want duplicate, what I can do right click, duplicate. You'll get one more duplicate. What happens whenever user want, they don't want to disturb this. This should be there in all the pages. So that time they will use this option. Okay. Right click, duplicate view. Okay. So now if I want to add date also. So for example, inside my table, I want to add date of joining also. How to add date of joining? So here, see here you can move like in Excel how we have drag and drop. Here I can move however I want. For example, job title if I want, I can move like this. I can move like this. Just drag and drop. Okay. So now I want to add hire date. Okay, I'll click on hire date. The problem is by default date is, since it is a intelligence, it will create an hierarchy. Okay. So since it is a BI tool, whenever you have date column, it will create an hierarchy. So what happens whenever you can say year, quarter, months, day, everything it has added. But here my situation is I don't want hierarchy. I want only just date, like day, month, and year. right? So for that, what we can do is, once you have added hire date, here you can click on this drop down. Okay, you can observe here, you can click on this drop down under field. Okay, I have gone to columns here. You can click on this drop down, and here we have date hierarchy and hire date. So right now I want only hire date. So I'll click on hire date. That's it. So now I'll get hire date only. I'll repeat it. You have to click on this drop down. Instead of date hierarchy, by default, click on hire date. Okay. And if you want different format, click on hire date, whichever format you want. Once you click on this, you can observe here, you'll get immediately a column tools. Under column tools, you have format. So yesterday someone was asking formatting, right? So here only you'll have formatting in Power BI desktop. You can click on this. And for example, I don't want complete name, month name. I want only month number. I can go for sort date also. I can click on sort date. So I'll get sort date here like this. If anybody feel I want complete month name, so only thing you need to select this column. Once you have selected this column, you'll get a new tools, column tools. Left side, if you go under format, click on this, select this. Okay, DDMMMYY. Okay, select this. That's it. I hope it is clear now. Okay, this we saw single chord. In that single chord, one more we have. For example, I'll duplicate this. Here, what I'm going to do, I'm selecting this everything. I'm deleting it. Okay, select this and delete. So instead of that chord, we can take this new chord. So for example, I'm taking this new chord 1, 2, 3. I'll take, and I'll have somewhere here. Okay. So for this, similar to that, I can add those things. So for example, whatever we have done here, the original total employees, total department, everything I can add. So for example, total employee ID, I will take. Okay, total employee IDs. Okay, then I will make it as, this is the value, right? Then count. Okay, count of employee ID. Similar to that, I can drag one more departments. So department also value I want count. So department count distinct I will take 10. The next is what? FTEs. Just drag and drop like this. You can get the green color, drag and drop. So count of department, count of employee ID and FTEs. All things are there. So later if you want to have some visuals, you can change the layouts. So style whichever you want. If you want table, you can select table or tiles. You want horizontal or vertical, however you want, you can take. Then grid also good. How many columns by default you want? 5 columns. Okay. And for card, you can add some arrangements. Okay, horizontal or vertical. You can add accent bars for this, whichever color you want, you can add. So for example, I want something green, dark green. I can go to more color. I'll add some dark green color. If you want to add shadow, you can add shadow like this. If you want to add glow, you can add glow also. So offset where you want, outside or inside, you can have it. So positions you have left, center, all these things you can try that. Okay. Try this new visual and let me know, guys. So once you save this file, so you have, for example, if you don't like this view, okay. So what we can do is, you can go to view. Under view, we have theme settings. You can see here, these are the different themes we have. So for example, if I want to go for this one, I can select this theme. It will apply like this. I'll select this theme and I can select this one. Whichever theme you want, you can select it. For example, usually I will select this innovate color. The only thing, this color you have to change it. So these are the different themes, inbuilt themes available inside our Power BI desktop. And page view, you can see like if we want to fit to page, you can do this. Or if you want to fit to width, you can fit to width like this. Then actual size, if you want actual size, like this. So whichever you want, you can do it. Okay. So as I mentioned yesterday, I'll be giving an assignment. I hope now you understood how to add a card visual, how to add a table. Similar to that, the only thing you have to add charts. Okay. Adding charts is not so difficult. So directly I can click on this card and I can add visuals easily. Right. See. So full-time employees, how many? So directly I can add like this. Okay. So why it is showing like this means we have to create separate DAX formula for this. FT is how many full, how many no. So both we have to create it. Okay, you can click on chart and you can do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give an assignment for you guys. The only data set is different. So I want in this output, I'm just showing you. So I have given data set Global Superstore 2026. So I want the report like this. Okay, simple report. You are going to do it. So I want total sales here in the left side, and here average sales, here total orders. In the right side, I want the slices for the market. Then sum of sales by segment wise, I want to see what is the sales with the different charts. Okay. Then sum of profit by segment, then sum of sales by market, sum of profit by market. This is a simple task I'm giving. So based on the training, whatever we had done now, so based on that, you can do it. Okay, this is the data set. It is there in a Google Drive. So almost how many rows? Anyway, we will be doing tomorrow these things, but just an heads up. If you do this an assignment, you will understand things well. Okay, let me go here itself. Okay. The total how many rows? Almost 51,291 rows we have, and columns how much? Almost 24 columns we have. Okay. So starting from row ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, then customer name, segment, postal code, city, state, country. It is complete superstore data set. Okay. So based on this, we are going to practice tomorrow. In meanwhile, since I have taught you today a few things, few visuals, which we have practiced. So based on that, I have given an assignment for you guys. You can do it. So on the day 3, so I want to be like this. Okay. Simple, you can do within maybe 15 minutes initial. Once you got practice in Power BI, you will do within 5 minutes. Trust me. Very useful visual. Okay. And I'll just go through summary, what we have covered so far. Okay. A few things additional also there just for your understanding. Okay. So Power BI is for everything. So Power Query is nothing but which will help us to do data cleaning, that is data preparation and transformation. DAX we practice now, that is for calculation and measures. Then Power BI Desktop, it's a data modeling and report building. Power BI Service, it is for publishing, sharing and collaboration. Then Power BI Mobile, on-the-go reporting. Okay. Additional things you can see for your understanding purpose. Power BI data flows, it is just for ETL process. And along with this, we have other Power Platform. This is a part of Power Platform. We have other applications also, like Power Apps, Power Automate, many things we have. Okay. Right now, we are concentrating till this Power Query, DAX, Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, and Power BI Mobile. I hope everyone understood whatever today I have covered. So we have gone through technical things also, like import direct means what, all these things we have seen. Okay. Database and data warehouse also we have saw, right? We saw that also. So tomorrow we'll be seeing complete visualization part, all charts we are going to do. Let us see how it will be. Okay. I think, okay. Hmm. Okay, Sushmita, that's all for today session.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Fine. We can wind up for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you all. Let us see tomorrow.
Yeah, so dear faculty members, the attendance link has been shared again on the chat. Kindly mark your attendance. So yeah, we are done for the day. I think we can wind up. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Like some are asking the attendance link again. It is already posted in the chat. I'm just now I have posted. Kindly check and mark the attendance. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you.